What's up to Lion Talk Live? We love you too, buddy.
What's going on, guys? It is Aiden Hutchinson.
What's up, man? It's your boy Amon-Ra St. Brown.
What's up, everybody? It's Calvin Johnson Jr. here, a.k.a. Megatron, a.k.a. First Ballot.
What's going on, Coach Dan at Lions Talk Live and the Duke Crew? This is Ball Hawk Ifeatu Melifonwu of the Detroit Lions. Everybody make sure you help support the YouTube channel Lions Talk Live by clicking that like and subscribe button. Let's get it and go Detroit.
Greetings and salutations to everyone out there in YouTube land. This is Dan Skipper, offensive weapon for the Detroit Lions. Make sure you all help support Lions Talk Live and Coach Dan by clicking on that like and subscribe button. Everybody, woo!
I love nothing more than watching Lions Talk Live every morning. Woo!
All right, well, greetings and salutations to everybody out there in YouTube land. I am your host once again, Dan Thornton, and I want to thank you all for coming in here today, Lions Talk Live. Hey, we've got a little bit of breaking news starting to hit. I've got this from a couple different people in Detroit media. We got Hutch Jr. I see he just went off. He is at work, so I get he's got to kind of jump in when he can here. But we've got some news that's hitting, shaking, and baking. Hutch Jr., okay, well, he just lost connection, so I'll just have to wait for him to reestablish or whatever. So anyways, here's the story. It came out late last night and then earlier today that the Detroit Lions may be indeed wearing their black and blue uniforms, the specialized uniforms. While to most of us, that may not seem like a big thing. One, you're only supposed to wear them twice in an NFL season. The other part is, I think it could be a little bit of a move, and apparently the Minnesota Vikings think so too. They're not happy about it. In fact, they've reached out, apparently, the NFL offices and Roger Goodell contesting this. The Lions should not be able to wear their black and blue uniforms. Now, all of you, just like all of me, are going to say, hey, why does this even matter? Because there is a rumors or I guess you could say allegations that the Lions are setting up around the perimeter of Ford Field black banners and such. If you guys, where we're going with this is this. If you remember the very first game of the regular season, Matthew Stafford and parts of the LA Rams complained about the Lions' blue uniforms, that potentially it made it more difficult for Matthew Stafford to see some of the Detroit defenders because they blended in with the backgrounds. Could it be that's exactly what the Detroit Lions are doing? Apparently, that's what the Minnesota Vikings think, that the Lions are trying to help their defense out by having them mask or camouflage in with the black backgrounds, thus making it harder to see. Let's bring him on. Hey, Hutch Jr., I don't know if you caught all that, but I get it. If you're wearing the black uniforms, you're probably forcing the Minnesota Vikings to wear their white uniforms or very light uniforms, which against the black backdrop makes them really stand out, and you kind of camouflage in. Apparently there's no rule preventing this, but it sounds like there could be some fines potentially coming to the Detroit Lions organization if they do wear the dark uniforms, black and blue uniforms the third time. Is this a brilliant move by Brad Holmes, who probably would be behind it, or what are your thoughts? Is this something to do about nothing? Can you hear me?
Oh, yeah. My bad. I'm sorry. My mic is muted. No, brilliant move by Brad Holmes, right? I mean, if you're not taking advantage, if you're not using home field advantage, why use it, right? I mean, what Stafford cried at the beginning of the year because we wore the blue jerseys and painted the end zone blue, right? Claims that Kirby blended in or whatever he did. So, I mean, and why not, right? I mean, Minnesota is probably going to wear all white. If anyone's played football and anyone knows, you're supposed to, when you are the opposing team, you're supposed to wear the same color gloves on the jerseys. That way you don't get in trouble for PIs and holdings and things like that. Right. It's going to be really hard for Minnesota to wear black gloves because it's not going to go into their little outfit. So now you're talking, if they're wearing their all whites and we're wearing our all blacks, it's a genius idea by the Lions. I know everyone wanted to see the throwbacks, but I'm glad. I'm a huge believer in the Motor City Muscle jerseys. And I mean, if they paint the end zones black, they take the fines, whatever. It's fine with me. But what do they say? If you ain't cheating, you ain't winning, right? So let's do it.
So to go to your point about the gloves. So for those who don't know, I've coached basketball, football, and stuff. One of the first things I ever learned as a basketball player, and I had a coach that taught me this: if the other team has white jerseys, what do? You put a bunch of white athletic tape around your wrists and stuff. So if you do grab the basketball jersey, it's harder for officials to see. To your point now, Minnesota Vikings play a bunch of zone coverage. They may have some difficulty keeping up with, say, Jamison Williams, say Tim Patrick, or whoever else you want to put out there. If those gloves are now white going up against black uniforms, it's a whole lot easier for the opposing or for the officials to see. Roger Goodell, I'm told, hasn't addressed this yet. And I get it's January 1st, so probably not. But it sounds like if I'm anticipating this all right, Brad Holmes, MCDC, Aaron Glenn probably were all a part of this. Had to talk to Sheila Hamm forward because I'm sure the Lions do wear them for the third time. They're going to get a hefty fine. She's going to have to write the check. My guess is she said, go do what you got to do. But not only is it I guess you could say, a color scheme advantage for the Detroit Lions potentially, but if you got Kevin O'Connell and other aspects of the Minnesota Vikings coaching staff now at least somewhat distracted where they're not paying as much attention, 100% attention to the details. Now they're focusing on this to a degree. Is that another layer to the distraction leading into Sunday Night Football?
Yeah, I mean, you always try to find a one up on your opponent, right? I mean, whatever. I mean, you're gonna have your crybabies, and if Lions win this game, which I think they do, it sucks. I don't think it sounds like we're probably not gonna have Anzalone, but it is what it is. Yeah, this is just something you do, right? You try to find a one up on the next person, and it's for all the marbles. So you're gonna pull out all the tricks. I would not be surprised to see Ben Johnson pull every trick play out of his playbook come Sunday night. I wouldn't be surprised to see if the Lions paint the whole field black. Whatever. I mean, whatever they got to do to win this game, they're going to do it. So, Whatever.
Minnesota Vikings, we all know, they got to play Sunday. The Lions had to play across the country out west on a Monday night game. And then, basically you lost a 24-hour, 32-hour window with them having to play the Monday night game. So Lions, hey, I get it. It's gamesmanship. You've already pointed out, Hutch Jr., you're looking for small little details here and there. I think it's a brilliant move personally as a coach to force them to wear the more outstanding, I guess, easy to see. Because in a game of inches, we all get it. It's the NFL. It's no different than NBA or anything else. A quarter of a second, a half second, advantage over somebody in just recognizing what's going on, being able to clearly be able to tell who's the defender, who's on your team. And if you're now Sam Darnold and it causes a quarter second, half second delay because you can't easily identify while being blitzed a lot, hit a lot by the Lions defense, that probably is going to have to send some heat after him and not just let him dink and die his way down the field. You get a little bit of hesitation where he doesn't easily recognize who the defender is or where they're at. Maybe you get one or two more turnovers. You got any score predictions for this weekend's game?
No. I'm going to say it's going to be like a 35-33, maybe a 42-36 game. I think both teams are just going to pull out their playbooks and go crazy. Obviously our defense looked a little suspect against San Francisco, but we came away with 2 turnovers. So I think it's going to be a high-scoring game, but I'm going to say like 42-36, I think.
I think you're probably right. I'm not going to give out my prediction until Friday. I'm going to leave it there. But Hutch Jr., I'm going to make this a long video, so why don't you go ahead and give yourself a shout-out to everybody where they can find you and your awesome work.
Yeah, you can find me on Twitter, the one and only Hutch Jr. You guys catch me on there. You can find me, as always, with Dan and the Do Crew. You guys catch me on here. And then cmvradio.com. You can catch me on there with all the sports and stuff updates. So, Dan, appreciate you getting this news out. I actually have been pretty busy at work today, so this is the first time I'm hearing about it. So I didn't really catch the beginning of it. So are they painting the end zones black?
The word is, I guess this is where things really got exacerbated, is, the Vikings weren't happy that the Lions are going to go with the black and blue uniforms. And then what I guess put rocket fuel on the fire is there's at least the allegation that the Lions, they normally have dark blue back, banners or whatever you want, protection or around the Ford Field. Apparently they're switching them to black. And hey, Matthew Stafford, conspiracy theorist or not, maybe he was onto something and said, hey, I couldn't easily tell the difference between some of the players because they, blended in, camouflaged in with the backdrop. Lions do it. Hey, I'm all for it, man. In this game, we all get it. You're either going to be home for the playoffs or you're going to be on the road. It's a game of inches in the NFL. You got two just massively powerful teams, maybe two of the best teams in the NFL. If you can get a small edge, why not go for it? And like you said, beyond the backdrops, the camouflaging, it's going to be a whole lot harder for a team that uses so much zone when they have to wear white gloves, white or lighter uniforms to be able to get away with holding, bumping, grabbing, or whatever it is, because it's going to stand out so much more. It's going to be easier for the officials to see. So on a lot of different layers, I think the Lions did some great moves here, thinking outside of the box, saying, hey, what can we do to make some advantages for our guys? We all get it. The defense isn't what it was, but this might be helping out quite a bit.
Yeah.
All right. I'll go ahead and get out of here. Let you guys get back to your January 1st activities, or for you back to work. If I do get some breaking news still today, I'll get it over to you guys. But hey, if you're a Detroit Lions fan, I'll say this: just enjoy the fact the team is willing to pay whatever fine it is from the NFL and Roger Goodell in order to make even the smallest little detail stand out and give us an advantage. Because we all know that hasn't always been the case. Take care. Enjoy the rest of your day. Sorry I can't really get to the Duke Crew in the comments section right now. It's just busy. Jen's tearing down walls, and we got to keep on going. So I'll catch you guys on the next Lions Talk Live. Take care, everybody. Have a great start to your new year. All right, where the heck's that one? All right.
Excuse me, sir, would you... Donations to the Reverend Moon? Juice for Jesus? Read about Jehovah's Witness? How about Buddhism? Help Jerry's kids? Oh, yeah.
You know what, the heck with it. Jen's blow drying my hair, or her hair, not my hair. Let's go ahead and get over to the Duke Crew real quick. Let's see, Stephanie, what's going on? Now you know. Big Eddie, what the heck? Yeah, laughing out loud on this one, man. Jess Stafford crying in LA still? Probably. Robert, woo! I'll concur. We getting the blacks? It sounds like it, although it hasn't been confirmed. If you guys did see the comment section from the Detroit Lions or the PR, they kept hinting at it. So nothing official yet. But, they were hinting at it pretty hard. And apparently, Minnesota Vikings have been paying attention to it. A Trey smart move by Brad Holmes. I concur, Robert. New year starting out pretty good, Dan. So far, so good. Kenneth, what's up, Dan? What up, though, Dan? What's up, Kenneth? Johnny, let's go Duke Crew. I concur. Marcus, let's go Lions. Woo! All right. Montreal, excuse me. We're just wearing the dang blueberries. He could do that too, but apparently maybe they've got other plans. Mike the Marine Gunny, howdy, Dan, and breaking news. Woo! All right, Jen's done drying the hair, so I got to get going and rolling. Again, sorry that I couldn't get through everybody today, but try to do a little bit more on the next one. Take care. Enjoy the rest of your day. See you on the next Lions Talk Live.
Happy trails to you until